We're here in Hong Kong at Consensus 2026, and I'm here with Shun from EdgeX, and we're going to talk about his experiences and what it means for you. Okay, Shun, I'm here with Shun.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, I have some questions about the crypto industry. We saw in the last couple of weeks, crypto's kind of shit the bed, maybe. What would you say is the biggest lessons that you've learned? You come from the Bybit world, had success, right? What are the biggest things you think came out of that for you personally?
I feel that the most important thing to know and to actually understand is that anything can happen anytime. So the only way for you to really diversify your risk is to do a hard diversification. Repeat, to do a hard diversification, right? So you put some money in cash, some in your gold, silver, some in stocks, some in crypto, some in USDT. You know, never let people destroy you from one single point. I think really that's the most important thing. So with regards to the fact that crypto dropped like crazy over the past few days, few weeks, you know, some people have all their Bitcoin, like all their money in Bitcoin, and they are asking for trouble, right? You should have some USDT and so on.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's what I learned.
They're putting all their eggs in one basket. And then when they cry that all the eggs are broken.
All the eggs were broken. Yeah. Still breaking.
Yeah, still in the midst of breaking. Okay, awesome. So you came from the Bybit world and found a lot of success there. What would you say is the biggest piece that you can take from that people today could actually apply?
Repeat of the first question.
So the success that you saw from Bybit, obviously your very balanced approach is intelligent and staked in logic, but what can people today do to actually take some of those learnings and apply it in the world today? Because the world is very much different, right?
I think anyone who is successful will agree with me that most of it is due to luck. It's really being at the right place at the right time.
Timing, luck. Yeah.
Timing. 5 years ago, 6 years ago, Bybit was just like any other platforms. You wouldn't know if A or B or C or D would become successful. You wouldn't know. You just have to pick your poison and hope that it turns out well. But of course, along the way, you would have gotten feedback, real-time feedback, like you know how you know the character of the boss, of the leader. You know how the inner workings of the exchange. You know that people are not corrupted. They are honorable. That's when you slowly but surely you know that you are in the correct place. You are on the correct ship.
Right.
Yeah. So it's luck plus you adjust your approach based on the feedback that you receive.
You know, to your point of finding the right people, right? Like hitching your cart to the right horses, right? Like finding reputable people that aren't gonna, you know, rug pull, obviously, right? This is the other question. So all the success, without loss, there's no wins, right? But what is your biggest win? Like if you had to like wear a crown, or wear that hat, what's that hat?
Well, actually, there's 3 incidents or 3 occurrences that I really feel that they are my biggest wins ever. So the first one would be the hyperliquid airdrop. So this was life-changing, changed my life. I quit my job and you know that sort of stuff. The second one was one day before FTX collapsed, I withdrew all my money. You know, me and my friends, we were still discussing about like some of the trading strategies that you should be using on FTX, whatever, but I withdrew all my money, right?
Yeah.
So that was my second biggest win. The third one was Luna. One day before the UST went to zero, I withdrew all my UST and swap it back into USDT. So luck. It's all luck, right?
Okay, so I was going to ask you, what's your strategy then? Because you've like, you know, bing, bang, boom, you've nailed a bunch of those lucky things. So what's your strategy outside of luck?
The only way I feel moving forward is to really just control my risk, right? Like, you know, in terms of trading or in terms of the hard diversification that we mentioned about, I try to control my risk, and the upside, we really leave it to the gods, right? You invest in the token, maybe it's gonna 100x, next you never know. Yeah, but you can control your risk. So I think that's my strategy moving forward. Yeah.
Control your risk. Okay, so last question, EdgeX. So if you could give me like a 10-second snapshot, what is EdgeX and how can people maximize what they're looking at from an EdgeX perspective? And then tell me a little bit about the TGE and then we can kind of dig into that.
Okay, so Hyperliquid was the most profitable, the most revolutionary DEX that was, it's the first, right?
Yep.
So I strongly believe that the most delicious restaurant is making good money. But do you also know that the number 2 delicious restaurant is also making a lot of money? So I feel like that's where we are at. I'm not saying we're the best or whatever, we want to overtake, we want to overthrow. No, we are doing a very good job and currently we are ranked second and there's a lot of money to be made. So I want to be in the correct place.
Yep.
For people who believe that this is, if you believe this is true, cross-check the facts against your DeFi Llama, whatever websites, right? You can embark on a journey by starting to trade on HX. And with that, you get your points, you get ultimately your airdrop. And with 100% of the revenue being reinvested into the token, you are becoming a shareholder of the second most profitable DEX currently on the market, right? So we have 50 days left till TGE. Okay. So even if you start 2 weeks later, even if you start 3 weeks later, the rate of you earning the points is going to be the same, right? So it's not like, oh, you start later, so you're at a disadvantage. No, because you were busy with other things, more important than earning millions, right? So there is still time. There's still time, and the guaranteed date of TG is end of March.
End of March.
That's the guaranteed date. Yeah, like there's no extension, whatever.
Okay. And so the end of March, and there's going to be lots of opportunity for people to show their interest and get involved. Where can they go to get involved and actually start engaging?
Yep. So basically, you can talk to me, right? Talk to Alan. You can check out Twitter. Actually, there's a lot of resources right now on be it if you direct search on Google, you search on X, you will find a lot of resources. We are mainly we have a lot of Korean and Japanese users. And I tell you, Korean and Japanese are crazy.
Very engaged.
Very engaged, and gambling and trading is their life.
Yeah.
So they are doing this in hopes that it will change their life. Yeah, it's not like, oh, I'm just trading 1,000 for fun. They are trading their millions, even though they don't have millions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have this group of traders that are currently on HX and they are loving it, and we are happy that they love HX.
Yeah. Well, that sounds very exciting. So I want to thank you for taking the time to talk with me and tell our viewers and our community about EdgeX. And I hope the best for EdgeX.
Okay. Thank you, Ricky.
Okay.
The pleasure is mine.
Yeah.
Okay.